few years ago. It was actually in the backstage of a European festival. I don't remember exactly where. And we just started to talk about these things because he knew Lacuna Coil. He wanted to have me as a guest in one of his records, and I knew his music. So I definitely say, yeah, we gotta do something together. We gotta work together. But then, for like multiple reasons, I was working with Lacuna Coil. I was probably leaving for another tour because we tour a lot, and it was working. So because of a deadline or a lack of time, it didn't happen back then. Recently, he got my mail, and he sent me a mail and just like, what do you think about doing something together now? And I was like, the timing is perfect because we're writing a new album with Lacuna Coil, but I also have some spare time, so I could listen to the parts that I was supposed to sing. I had the chance to learn them, and I had the chance to come to his studio to record them. So I'm really, really happy it happened. That it would have been a big challenge for me, because when he asked me to sing on a new Aaron record, I knew that it would have been something different from what I usually do and sing. It would have been something more epic, more classic in a way, in a good way. And usually my singing is more rockish, it's kind of powerful and heavier. And I knew that I would have to sing something even more quieter and sweeter and more Celtic in some parts. And I immediately said yes, because I love challenges, and I was like, this is going to be a way for me to prove to myself that I can also do different things, and I can be more that I can not only sing in one way, but I can also experiment different things. So it was really important for me as a singer. I was really, really happy to do it, and I'm happy of what I did. Of course, I knew the project because there was a lot of buzz around it, also because of the guests. So there is a lot of mouth-to-mouth thing. You know, every time a new record comes out, there are always very good guests, very, very, very important guests from different type of music and different eras. And this is super cool, you know, putting together the old generation, the new generation, to do something completely new. I like that. Teamwork. I would describe it really relaxing, and this is extremely important because when you work with your band, you know that everything is going to be nice with a familiar atmosphere, but you never know up until you work with somebody else. So I think it's really important to click from the very first minute. And I know I knew him before, but to work with a person, it's something different. So when I met him at the airport, he smiled at me. I was happy to see him. I was really excited to work together, and he was excited too. So I immediately felt that great feeling of a friend coming to pick you up at the airport. And this is extremely important because you can give your best and not to feel stressed or worried, and you know that everything is going to be all right as it actually went. I always like to work with the producer of a record, and in this case also the songwriter, so it's even more important. I always like to work where they work because they feel more familiar with all the equipment and the mixer and all their stuff, and also because they they can direct you in a way. When you work alone, you do your stuff and the stuff that you usually did, but when you have another person telling you, I'd like you to try this differently, I think it's a big lesson for you as a singer, because you can look up to your vocals from a different perspective, from the perspective of another person who's working with you, for you, because of course he wants the best for you as well, to come out as a singer, as a good singer from the album. So I think it would have been different if I was recording at home. That's at least my point of view. He killed me with kindness. I mean, he's a really giant I mean, it's really tall. You can, but he's not intimidating. He's extremely kind, but at the same time, he's really precise. And I like that because I'm like that. When I'm in a studio, I really anal about things, and every little particular, everything has to be the way I want it. If not, I'm like, okay, let's do it one more time. Let's do it one more time. This wasn't good. And he's like me, so it was perfect to work with him. He didn't crap the whip too much. It was nice. I actually asked before because I wanted to know the story, because especially in this type of music operas, there is a strong theatrical part. So you have to know your character, you know what you have to deliver. You want to know if in that part you're singing, you're going to be pissed or mad or happy, because the singing is going to be different. So I'm playing the part of the mother. The mother, very responsible toward the kid, and I'm married with this guy who is a crazy genius, and usually crazy and genius are going together. So my husband wants to find out the result about the theory of everything, and he gets really into it, forgetting his family, including me, and tries to get in this crazy project is his own son, drugged him and trying to follow him in his craziness. And of course I don't want that, because I'm a mother. And so the story goes on, I'm not mean, or at least I'm mean, but just because I'm a protective mother. It was a cool character, because in reality I'm not a mother, but I am a really protective person, even towards my friends or even towards the pets they have. So if I had a kid, probably I would be like, don't touch it, don't even come near him or her, or I kill you. I'm very protective. No, absolutely. I never really did like very soft voices, or I didn't even know that I could get to very high notes. When I got the vocal line example in my mail, I was like, I'm never going to be able to do that. And that was another challenge. I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'll do my best. I'll go there and try to do it. And in the end, I did it. So that surprised me as well, because it's another goal that I feel I reached. And I know that I can get better if I want to. I have an example line sung by a guy, and this is very interesting, because a female voice is completely different from a guy one, but at least I knew which notes to follow. But we also worked in the studio, and we changed some parts that we liked better, or they were more suitable for my voice. So I kind of followed what I had to do, but I also had a little bit of freedom too. No, that's a good question, because I've never took singing lessons, so I don't really know how to warm up my voice. I started recently, and that means that I started in January pretty much on the American tour we did with Lacuna Coil, because we had to sing for 3 months straight because the tour was that long. And Andrea, our singer, took some lessons, and he knew some exercises, so we warmed up together, and it really helps, because you can keep your voice healthier. But I'm really lazy, so all my parts, like I just pretty much came into the studio without warming up, and I did them. I don't know what works better for me, if it works to warm up or to not to warm up. It really depends from the moment, from when I'm feeling it, and it's hard to describe. So I don't really know how you should warm up. My techniques, if I can call them so, is to sleep a lot, because rest is very important. I don't smoke. I'm not a big drinker, and I usually don't drink before I have to sing, because alcohol kind of affects my throat. And I drink a lot of tea. There was this tea called throat coat, so I drink that, or either warm water with honey, works for me, as long as it's not too hot or cold, and drink a lot of water. Shit, a lot of water. I drink water all the time, and this is really important because it keeps your vocal cords hydrated, because you can't reach them with water, so you have to hydrate from the inside. So, but I don't know any techniques. No, he changed it because I know I didn't smell anything, and I have a very good nose about, you know, like smells and odors, and everything was super nice. So don't worry about that. If you have to sing with him, everything is gonna be all right. I don't have like one or two singers that really inspired me. I always loved to sing since when I was a little girl. I still have some recordings that my parents did where I was just like singing everything from kids song or even more adult songs. I just love to sing, but I was very shy to perform. That's why I've never really dreamt about becoming a singer professionally. I've been listening to different type of music, so different singers. If I have to say who inspired me, I would say Black vocalists, just because I like the fact that they are usually giving a lot of feelings in their singing. Most of the time they're great singers, but they don't really care about their techniques. They care more about what they can communicate to the listener and to interpret what they're singing. And that's what I'm trying to reproduce. I'm not really interested in the technique or just to be the Mariah Carey in rock and metal. I don't care about that. I like better to be, you know, the Aretha Franklin of metal. That would be very pretentious. But I mean, if I have to aim to a direction, I will go to Aretha Franklin more than Mariah Carey. So I hope that's clear without saying I am the Aretha Franklin of metal, of course. But that's my goal, you know, to give feeling to whoever, to communicate my feelings to whoever is listening. Probably I will be the dragon, so it will be fire! Fire! I will destroy everything! No knights, no princesses. Everything destroyed because of me. No, but this is interesting because, I mean, it's the first time that I've been in Arjen's house, and he's more of a Star Trek fan, and I'm more of a Star Wars fan. But I still like the Star Trek stuff, so I'm starting to check, you know, oh, you have a Star Trek telephone. I have a lamp at home with the shape of a lightsaber. So I am the Jedi in this case, so he can do anything. He can do anything against me. I was like, this part that I just recorded is amazing. And he was like, well, yeah. I wish I would have taken more lessons, especially with an instrument, either keyboard or guitar would have been my favorite. But I know that it takes a lot of practice, and now I don't really have time to get to the point where you can say I'm really able to play guitar or to play keyboards. What I would say is that they really have to follow their heart, because they don't have to continue to something that it's clear that don't belong to them. You know, they really need to think what they really want, and to want to become a musician because they really love to play, not because they want to be famous or they want to be rock star. They really have to love their instruments, because there is a lot of commitment. So really believe in what you do and really love it. Well, yeah, that I'm probably more excited than them to hear the new record, because I heard the names of the other guests, and I can say anything for now, but I can wait to hear the final result and to hear how different voices of people that never met before can come together and create something amazing and epic as it's going to be. So I'm really, really, really excited, and you should be excited too.